You know that friend who keeps changing the rules in the middle of a game just to keep things interesting? Well, that's NASCAR right now with the All-Star race, and fans are not having it. This weekend's All-Star race at Dover Motor Speedway is shaping up to be one of the strangest exhibition events we've seen in a long time. And just when fans thought they had wrapped their heads around the new format, NASCAR went ahead and dropped another rule that has people scratching their heads all over again. Let's back up for a second. The All-Star race is moving to Dover this year, leaving North Wilkesboro behind after 3 seasons there. This is a huge deal. For the first time in the 42-year history of this race, it's heading to the Northeast. The Monster Mile, as Dover is known, is the 6th different track to ever host this event, and the race is jumping from 125 miles last year to a massive 350 laps this time around. That's 225 extra miles of racing for a $1 million prize. Now, here's where things get weird. NASCAR decided to throw out the traditional preliminary race, also known as the All-Star Open. Gone. Done. Instead, every driver will jump straight into the main event, which is split into 3 segments. The first 2 segments are 75 laps each, and then the final 200-lap segment decides the winner. Only 26 cars make it to that final segment. So, how do drivers get into that 26-car final? Well, race winners from 2025 and 2026 are locked in. Former All-Star race winners who race full-time get in. Former Cup Series champions who still race full-time are in too. The fan vote winner grabs 1 spot, and the remaining 6 spots go to the drivers with the best combined finishes from the first 2 segments. But wait, there's more. The second segment has a twist. The top 26 finishers from segment 1 will be flipped around for segment 2. So, the driver who finished first in segment 1 starts at the back, and the slowest driver from segment 1 moves up to the front. NASCAR is basically asking the best teams to fight their way back through traffic all over again. Now, here's the new rule that just dropped and has everyone talking. On the latest episode of NASCAR's Hauler Talk podcast, NASCAR's managing director for racing communications, Mike Forde, revealed a stipulation that flew under the radar. Forde explained it like this. Unlike a typical race where there are stages, if a car goes down a lap in one of the segments, they do not remain a lap down in the subsequent stages. Let that sink in for a second. In a normal race, if you go a lap down, you're a lap down. You have to earn that lap back. But in this all-star race, if you go down a lap in segment 1, you start segment 2 right back on the lead lap. Same goes for segment 3. It's like getting a clean slate every single segment. Forde also mentioned that drivers who go a lap down before a caution can still be the beneficiary. And by the time the first 2 segments wrap up, every single driver, including the 6 who transferred over, will be back on the lead lap heading into that final 200 lap. Is this rule controversial on its own? Not really. But here's what fans and even some folks in the garage are asking. If each segment basically becomes its own little race because of these resets, then why even call it one big combined race? Why not just go back to running the regular, preliminary race like before? And that's not the only thing fans are upset about. A lot of people feel that this year's All-Star race might as well be a normal points race. Think about it. The full field is competing. The race is 350 miles long. That's only 50 miles shorter than the regular Dover Cup Series race. So, fans are wondering what makes this an all-star race at all. Many folks would rather have Dover keep its regular points race. Remember, Dover has hosted an annual points race every season since 1969. That's a long history. But last year, Dover lost its points date to North Wilkesboro. Now, according to insider Jordan Bianchi from The Athletic, there's real concern in the garage area about Dover's future in NASCAR. Some are even wondering if this will be Dover's last all-star race. There's also a bigger problem with the inversion idea. On paper, flipping the field sounds exciting, forcing the top teams to race their way back from the back. But Dover isn't exactly a track known for crazy caution flags or wild shakeups. The faster cars could get stuck behind slower traffic with no real way to get around. And there's a strong chance teams will try to sandbag, meaning they'll run slower on purpose in segment 1 just to get a better starting spot for segment 2. Critics are calling this artificial competition, plain and simple. Of course, the inversion does give backmarker teams, like Spire Motorsports and Trackhouse Racing, a real shot at making some noise. Let's talk about who's already locked into this race. 19 drivers have a guaranteed spot. We're talking William Byron, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, Austin Cindric, Ryan Blaney, Josh Berry, Austin Dillon, Chase Briscoe, Ross Chastain, Shane Van Gisbergen, Bubba Wallace, Kyle Busch, Ty Gibbs, and Carson Hocevar. That leaves 7 drivers fighting for 6 open spots, plus the fan vote winner. Speaking of the fan vote, the top 5 candidates as of May 11 are Alex Bowman, Chris Buescher, Noah Gragson, Ryan Preece, and Connor Zilisch. Noah Gragson has actually won the fan vote 3 years in a row, but that streak still falls short of the all-time record. Chase Elliott took home the fan vote 5 years in a row from 2016 all the way through 2020. That's a streak that's going to be tough for anyone to beat. Voting closes Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, don't forget about Saturday's qualifying. It's not your typical one-lap run. Drivers take the green flag, complete 1 full lap at speed, then pull into a designated pit stall for a 4-tire stop with no fuel. Once the stop is done, they race back to the start-finish line. The fastest combined time wins the pole, and the pit crew with the fastest clean stop wins the Mechanics Wear Pit Crew Challenge. Pretty cool combination of driver and crew skills all rolled into one. Some quick history. There have been 41 All-Star races so far, with Charlotte Motor Speedway hosting 34 of them. Jimmy Johnson leads all drivers with 4 All-Star wins. Among active drivers, Kyle Larson leads with 3, and Christopher Bell is the defending champion after winning last year's race at North Wilkesboro. Mike Titoian, the president of Dover Motor Speedway, defended the new format, saying they listened to their fans and worked closely with NASCAR to create a format that blends the tradition of a typical race weekend at the Monster Mile with the excitement and unpredictability that make the All-Star race so special. The weather should cooperate with Sunday in the 80s and just a 5% chance of rain. Fox NASCAR lead announcer Mike Joy will serve as the honorary starter. And one more interesting fact. This is the last race on Fox before NASCAR's coverage shifts over to Prime for the summer stretch. So, here we are. A new venue, a brand new format with no preliminary race, an inversion rule, full field racing, and now this lap down, reset that essentially turns each segment into its own mini-race. NASCAR clearly wants to shake things up, but for many fans, all these changes raise one big question. Has the All-Star race lost what made it special in the first place? When the green flag drops at 100 p.m. Eastern on Sunday on FS1, we'll finally see if all this experimenting was worth it, or if NASCAR just turned its biggest exhibition into a glorified points race in disguise.